Huh. Hey everybody, it's me, Ferral Housewife again. Um, Lots of opinions, of course. First of all, good morning. How is everybody? Not that really anybody's watching this shit. Oh God. So I actually wrote down some notes so I wouldn't get so lost this morning, and I'm not trying to sit here for too long because I need to go finish working on this room. My hair looks fucking dumb on this thing. Oh well. Anyway, here you go. It's more light. Oh, it looks so strange. Okay, so let's see. Where do I want to start? Hmm. Let's start at the start of this. This Mondami thing. Zoran. Zohan? Yeah, Zoran. Don't mess with the Zohan. Anyways, that little weirdo is trying so hard to look like everybody's friend. It's so cute and boyish. Just reminds me how they say that, evil comes smiling and sweet. And, even the devil was like a really hot, sexy, gorgeous angel, right? I'm not saying Mondami is any of those things, but he definitely comes off all cutesy, boyish, charming. And I think the reason they use him is because um, well, for one, he's slick like that Pond Scum Gavin Newscum. And he's not old enough yet to look like your typical idea of uh, somebody who flies planes into buildings in New York. And now they vote him in. The same faith that has women wearing burqas, the same faith that gets deep enough sometimes that the burqas only have like a little eye spot with like shading on it so that you can't even really see their eyes either because, you're not supposed to speak as a woman really because, apparently Middle Eastern men can't control themselves. So that tells me that they live in their id. That's a little spot in the base of your brain. Your primal spot where everything is me, gimme, gimme, gimme is probably where narcissists hang out a lot. It's your survival mode. It's your caveman portion of your brain. Um, I would suggest they hang out there. Um, Islam is incredible. Um, Obviously, there's people that aren't going to fly planes into buildings or do anything stupid, but then there's those that, they want Sharia and stuff. And then I see uh, women dancing around, bouncing their boobies, makeup on, hair flying down all pretty fixed up, looking completely not like anything that would be allowed. And they're like, yay, Sharia law. They're like mocking it and stuff, because they help vote him in. And it's like, you stupid cunts. Okay, for one, none of them are going to marry you because you're loose, you're used, you're damaged goods. And you're not one of them. The next thing is they're going to put you into clothing that you don't like. You're going to live a whole new lifestyle you don't like. What fucking part of Islam did people forget that you're going to lose your right to drive? Most of them are not going to be allowed any kind of education. Okay, look at Egypt, uh, Afghanistan, Iran, uh, the whole history of Persian dominance that was ruined. They had a beautiful, amazing culture, and it got fucked over by Islam. Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, a bunch of places, Egypt, they were thriving, beautiful, amazing places of peace, culture, intelligence, religious tolerance, uh, people actually getting along without it having to be PC or fucking some stupid label. Okay? And then the Islam comes in and, oh, help us, we're so oppressed in our country, everything's so shitty, we need you to save us. So we let them in. They let them in. Now we're letting them in. And then they start bullying people. They start dominating. They start buying up shit. They start changing laws. They start getting in positions of power so they can change things to their shit. Next thing you know, it's not a thriving anything anymore other than thriving awfulness. Okay? Absolute abject poverty, filth, destruction, hate, crime, unbelievable bullshit. Forget bacon, forget having an opinion, forget freedom of speech, forget looking cute, forget being able to see tits for those of you who like to see women pushing their cleavage up because You can't see shit under a burqa. Even women back in the day, when they couldn't even show their ankles hardly, like, would have never worn a burqa. And it was way stricter then. So why would you want to sign up for that now? Those things have got to be hot. I personally have hot flashes. I'm trying to have fucking menopause coming on. I do not need some fucking head covering ever in history. Ever. I'm the jackass walking around outside in the fucking snow with like inadequate clothing on because why? Oh, I don't know. I'm hot. Okay? And like, I'm not the only female going through this. We're probably causing like greenhouse effect with all of our body heat. Kidding, of course. Anyway, it's just as stupid as all the kill farts are causing us to fucking die. Anyway, um, what else have I got on my little paper? This Mon dummy jerk. Anybody who voted for him or really believes his bullshit is so fucking stupid. I can't even tell you. And I'm not saying that because I think Trump is awesome, which he is. And I'm not saying that because, I don't know. You can think whatever. You can label me whatever phobe, whatever hate, whatever. I'm just speaking the damn truth. And if the damn truth doesn't set well with you, then don't watch the fucking video. Plain and simple. People have this idea that we all have to fucking get along and agree with each other. No, we don't. I can think you're as much of an asshole idiot as you can think I'm an asshole idiot, and we can still get along and get the job done. We can still help the neighbor. Whatever. Well, help the neighbor. That got me thinking because I have this one neighbor, and he just irritates the shit out of me. His very existence at this point irritates me. But I don't do anything to him. I don't say anything. I don't fuck with him. Why can't other people just be like that? Why can't people just let people be? Just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean you can't just let them be. It's just like dating or marrying. There's someone for everyone, right? Well, there's also people who aren't for everyone. We don't all have to be each other's friend. There's no good guy, bad guy, and nothing in between. There's a shitload in between. We can all have like 1,000 acquaintances and like 2 really good friends. And that's fine. You don't have to be everybody's BFF. How bloody immature is that? I mean, honest to God, people. My head starts to hurt. It just starts to hurt. What happened to logic thought process? What happened to spatial reasoning? What happened to common fucking sense? What? I'm not saying I'm the smartest. I'm not saying you have to be the smartest. But fucking wake up and start doing some research. Stop just blindly following along. And I know my brother used to argue that at me too because we vote completely different from each other. And I do look things up and I do pay attention and I do listen to all different sorts of sides. Okay? And I realize that some of what I have to speak on is probably, tainted by the bias of an algorithm shooting me endless of the same stuff. So it's hard to like pick through things and get it to look at something else. But I mean, it's not impossible. And even at that, there's the Snopes website, I believe it's spelled. You can go look on there. They all the time fact check for people. Um, Go to sacred archives. Read something different. Look up things. Islam is not a peaceful religion. It is not. Granted, some of the people might be great people. Some of the people might be really damn peaceful and wonderful and all that. But they're victims too. They're victims of that awful fucking religion that creates an awful fucking society. And they're victims of people who fly planes into buildings, I mean, I don't even know how to get through to people anymore. I don't know how to say this. I don't even know why I'm saying this. This is stupid. Nobody's even watching this. But it makes me feel like I'm getting off my chest, I guess. Um, I'm sick of hearing that white people are so racist. There's a lot of races out there that stick to just their own when it comes to marriage and breeding. Okay? And, to each their own. We don't have to agree with them, but we don't have to fucking freak out about it either. I am just sick of everybody acting like only white people are racist. Black people were selling each other well before white people even bothered. Okay? Native Americans owned black people even. Okay? Personally, I think they should have fucking used the manpower that was already here on the continent, i.e. the Native Americans. Not slave style, no, but create some sort of good communal relationship that would have allowed them to uh, have the caretaker role, the landscaper role sort of thing. Um, because I think that our crops would probably come out better. We'd probably be hurting the earth a lot less today if we could have floated into the industrial age with having that sort of backing foundation. Instead of just coming in and just dominating without thought, without care. Anyway, um, white people are not automatically racist because they're white. They're not automatically racist because they're MAGA supporters or whatever. I mean, people all the time are saying Trump's a racist. He's not a racist. Judge Joe Brown, a black man, okay, a really pretty reputable one from what I understand, will tell you stories about how Trump has helped young black entrepreneurs and not even made them pay the fucking loan back. Why would he do that if he's so racist? He gave them help to create a business in their community to try to help improve their community. What do the Dems do? They send you more welfare and build you more projects. Who wants to live in the fucking projects? Nobody. That's who. I've lived in the projects. I was one of like 2, maybe 3 white families down south back in 5th grade. I learned real fast that I'm a fucking cracker. Okay? I learned real fast you better learn to fight or you're going to get your ass beat daily. Okay? Why would you choose to live a life that is table scraps or less than even that, or makes all the rest of society see you as something not as, how do I put this? I know I'm going to get called racist for trying to explain this thought. Um, you want respect. You want people to see you as an equal. You don't want to come across as just ignorant and I feel like projects just help hold people down, just like affirmative action was helping to hold people down. Democrats, I believe she was a Democrat, the one who came up with um, pushing for abortion to be legal back in the day. Trying to think of the names, and I'm really lacking this morning as usual. Anyway, it looks like uh, abortions are probably legalized to help thin out black people because from my understanding after watching Candace Owens and some others, she's an amazing lady. Apparently a lot of black people have really utilized that service. And other races like Islam's not a race, but other groups like people who are Muslim and stuff, they're not going to have abortions. They're not going to kill that baby. A Muslim isn't going to kill off a Muslim, not generally. But here we all are over here offing ourselves, and they're over there going, yeah, go do you, go do you. And certain people are mistaking that, oh, they're okay with shit and with us living our lives, so it's okay to vote them in. No, they're okay with you thinning yourself out. I'm so annoyed by so many things right now. Why does it seem like so many people want to live in a prison culture? Why would you want life to be scary and violent? Why would you want to walk around not knowing if somebody's going to fucking stab you? Because it's November and it's Shanksgiving. No, I'm just kidding. But I noticed, let's see, when was it? I was incarcerated for a while back. And when I came back out a little over 11 years later, I couldn't help but notice um, how hard everybody had gotten, how strange, how disconnected, you know, uh, and how it kind of felt like a bad prison yard, which was very confusing to me because I know uh, when I went in, it wasn't really like that. I mean, people were kind of edging into acting like the kids that are, the ones that have to do summer school and sit at the back of the bus. People are getting more of that attitude going because that's the cool people, right? Uh, the ones that get themselves locked up and shit like that's difficult. Anyway, everybody's just gotten very dog eat dog. I'm gonna get you before you get me. Uh, if you look up what Satanists believe, like basically their 10 Commandments, um, you'll find that that mentality is there. And I find that interesting because every generation says that they think they're in the end of days, the last of it all. And at 51, I got to say, I'm kind of starting to get there myself at this point because I have noticed that it seems like evil is in a really, really, really big hurry, more than it used to be. And I can't help but wonder about that. And it's not because I've gotten older, so I've gotten more, well, yeah, I've gotten more conservative, but I've never been prissy, you know. I mean, I've been a phone sex girl. In my 20s, I helped sell drugs. I mean, weed, primarily. But, I've ran around with all kind of crazy people when I was younger. I mean, bought and sold to bangers and fucking Mexican mafia and shit, and uh, did all kind of dumb things, I mean, it's really amazing I'm fucking alive, honestly. But even then, people seem less hard. And now I find that everybody's kind of, I don't know, you guys, it's like, what the fuck is wrong? How do I even get this thought out? It's like it's getting stuck in my brain now. I think I'm getting tired of talk about this or something. I don't know. I'm just really curious as to what the fuck happened to everybody. Like what went wrong. It seems like common courtesy is gone. You see it even when you're driving around on the road. It's like everybody's got to be ahead of each other. They don't care if they're speeding through school zones as long as they're not having somebody in front of them. Oh my God, the worst thing in the world, right? Just unbelievable. See, it's a word you're not supposed to say on here. Grape. A lot of people call it grape instead. Grape culture, you know, um, that sort of assault there in the lower regions is going to increase the more Islam takes over. Because if you pay attention, in New York, Mondumi, the Zohan, thinks that it's a good idea to eliminate uh, certain things for charges, one of them being sexual crimes. We all know what that means, which is pretty interesting considering their prophet married a child, which is pretty interesting when you consider all the endless information and videos and personal accounts of them marrying children, forcing themselves on them quite early, and adult women who's been murdered because of being graped. The grape didn't kill them in itself, but their family or others killed them because that's what you do to victims of that in that religion and stuff, that culture. I have to say culture with it because that religion is its own culture if you think about it. I mean, like, for somebody to step out of that, like, they got to leave behind community. They got to leave behind an entire just way of life, really. It's got to be a lot like stopping being Amish or a Quaker or something. Um, it's funny to me. It was pointed out to me the other day that cults, you're not allowed to question. You're supposed to have blind obedience, and you're not allowed to leave. How is Islam any different than that? The FBI has Mormonism listed as a cult. How is Islam not a cult? I should go look and see if they have it on there. Where do I go with this? I don't know. I'm just tired, I guess. I've been up since like 3 something in the morning. I don't sleep well. Probably has something with multiple discs out of my back, make it hard to sleep. I feel like I really just want to beg you guys to get your heads out of your fucking asses and see things for what they are. Start digging through history. Instead of finding somebody's content just disagreeable, like perhaps you do this, instead maybe write down what you find disagreeable. And when you figure that out, go look things up. Just saying, go look shit up. Look at people's history. It's watching these politicians is a lot like trying to get somebody through a domestic violence class. Like I remember one time they taught us that just because the guy is nice one day out of the entire year, but he's bad the other 364, you should not focus on just that one day and ignore all the rest, because obviously that's just it's obvious why not. And I think we need to look at that with these people who are requiring us to vote for them and follow them and support them and send them money and all this other stuff. I think we need to look at that with a lot of people. People are shocked that Mondami had a different attitude and energy and face to him after he won. That they said he was so aggressive and all this other stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, that other face he showed you, that's the 5 across the eyes bitch face is what he showed you. That's the domestic violence husband face he fucking showed you. That is the true face of what he is and stands for. That is the true face of most Democrats. That is the true face of many who follow Islam. Okay? I'm just saying. It's true. Hate me if you want. Think I'm a total fat ass bitch for saying these things. I don't really care. It's just an opinion. And if my opinion bothers you, maybe you should go look shit up. Get a clue on. Start spreading the word. Stand up. Quit being a fucking victim. Okay? Anything that's gone shitty in your life, if you can find one little tiny positive out of it, just one little tiny positive, you can reframe it and turn it into a tool in your belt instead of laying in a puddle of your own piss and crying about shit and expecting some fuckbag like him to fucking save you. Oh, we're going to make the buses faster and what was the rest of it? Make them free so that people don't have to pay. Because if they don't have to pay, there's not going to be crime on the bus. You think, no. And then he wants to add more buses, like New York's not already clogged up so much that most people, if they have a car, have to pay to have it parked in somewhere. They can't even have it out most of the time because there's just no fucking room. Okay? You gonna get the taxis out of the way then? Are you gonna give the bus its own fucking lane so it can just rip down the road then? And he wants to make it quicker for people to get onto the bus by opening all the stuff, the little side door, the little back door, all of it, getting in and out really quick and easy. Well, let's see. That'll make it quicker and easier for all the pickpockets. That'll make it quicker and easier for all the purse snatchers and the random stabbings or whatever, because they can get away quicker and easier, which is good because technically he doesn't want to bust people for those sorts of things anyway. People are stupid as a general rule. And accidents already happen with the bus having one particular door for the most part and being as slow as they are, as he says. Okay? So if you've got all this free bus going on, so you've got everybody hopping on, which is fine, but now you're going to have well, I'm just going to say it straight. It's going to sound bitchy. I'm not trying to sound better than anybody. But you're going to have all those homeless people that are hopped up on all that goddamn fentanyl that are walking around the street like this, standing crooked. They're going to be on the bus. and they're going to be asleep on it, and they're going to be drooling, and they're going to be shitting their pants on the bus, and who's going to want to ride next to that? When the buses are full of this shit, then what? Okay? When these people get hurt getting on and off these faster buses that you can get into all three entrances and exits on, like some fucking Middle Eastern foreign ass fucking third world fucking fuckbag fucking shit, how are people not going to get hurt? Do you know how many lawsuits and deaths you're going to be looking at? That's just stupid all day. There's a reason there's warning labels and everything. There's a reason why coffee comes with a little safety thing on it and words telling you, oh my God, it's hot. And then the person has to tell you like 50 times on the way to the restaurant, this is hot, this is hot, this is hot, this is hot, this is hot. Because people don't want sued for the goddamn hot coffee. How is that? How are those same rejects, morons, not going to get hurt getting on and off of those buses that way? There's not going to be anybody to be able to pay attention to who's hopping on and off. It's just going to be like, oh God. You ever seen, maybe you've seen it in movies, but have you ever seen like documentaries or anything where like you go around to other countries and like you have to hop on off the bus and you got to be quick about it and good about it because you might not get your bags back. You might get shoved off of it. You might get ran over. All kind of things. I'm just saying it's not going to end well with that one. That's just stupid all day. People are stupid, and a lot of the people that are going to need that bus to be free. I remember when I lived in East Mesa, Arizona, and I decided one day I had this friend who wanted to go ride the light rail from one end to the other for something to do and just to check it out and stuff. And I guess he'd never been on it. And I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'll go with you because he was scared to go. He didn't want mugged or whatever. And I was like, there's not even anybody around. But because the light rail was hardly rode at that time, it was a cost item. Well, then they turned it into a freebie item. And that's part of why my friend didn't want to get on there because he's like, you'd be surprised what's on there. I'm like, I really wouldn't. So we get on the light rail. It's beautiful. It's great. It's clean. It's fast. It's efficient. It's quiet. It's a lot nicer than riding the bus, I'll tell you that. But because they had made it free for a little while, what you had on there, especially in the evening, is you had people that were junked out on spice. I don't know if y'all remember spice and bath salts and all that good fun that made people kind of schizophrenic and psychotic and weird, like they're on Flocka or something. Look up Flocka. That'll terrify you. Oh, that's the shit that makes people do cannibalism and stuff. Anyway, it's pretty awful. Great drug to use. My point is if even back in like 2011, someplace like Phoenix, a capital city, you with their beautiful new light rail, and decided to do it free for a while, if they could end up with a whole bunch of spice arrests off of it and problems off of there to where after a while there was a cop wandering through for a little bit, why would you think that free buses in New York would be any different? New York's a huge city. Everybody's super anonymous there, so nobody really cares about how they treat each other because chances are you're not going to see the person the next day. It's just like when there's a crowd of people and someone is getting hurt and nobody steps forward because they're thinking somebody else is going to do it. It's the same stupid shit. I'm telling you, this free bus thing, people are going to get hurt right and left. But it'll thin out more non-Muslims, and that's really what they want ultimately in the end anyway. That's what all of them want. And you're stupid if you think otherwise. I'm telling everybody right now, mark my words, it's not going to be people, how do we put this? It's not going to matter it's not going to matter what your sexual preferences are. It's not going to matter what your pronouns are. It's not going to matter what your gender, age, nothing. Nothing that you can separate a person with is going to matter. What it's going to come down to, I believe, is this going to be beyond politics. I think it's going to turn into, possibly globally, because especially the way I'm seeing people are waking up and everything, I really think it's going to be Muslim versus non-Muslim. Which brings me back to the start of this, which is what got me yakking in the first place. Um, why come to this country crying oppression and asking to be rescued if all you're going to do is turn around and start to try to change us into where you came from? What is the fucking point? What? How dare you scream that you need asylum and rescued if all you're going to do is bring communism and socialism and hate and Islam into my country? If all you want to do is put all us bitches in burqas, why did you run here acting like you were so oppressed over there? And you support this guy and his bullshit and the rest of them and their bullshit. I don't. Melting pot does not mean that. How do I put this? I don't know. All I'm saying is, how dare you scream that you need asylum, that you need rescue, that you need, when you come over here and it takes no time at all before you gather up all your own kind, which, I don't know how that's not seen as racist, and you start pushing your agenda from the place you came from. Islam is not, Islam, ugh, people do not need rescued from that, okay? People need to keep that shit out of their country to fucking begin with. Because the people that are in it, they come over because they want to take over your area and turn it into their shit. Their beliefs are so strong in what they believe in, and I respect that part of it, that they want to turn everybody into them. Which I fully respect that too as a Christian, okay? I fully respect that. However, tolerance and melting pot means you come to this country, which is supposed to be super fucking neutral and super helpful to everybody, and we allow you to have your little faith, your little religion, whatever. You do your thing, you live your life the way you want it, but you don't try to change everybody else around you into that thing. You just fucking don't. And I don't care what that cocksucker Obama said. And yeah, I'll say he's a cocksucker because I will say it all fucking day long. For one, I will never believe that that man's an American citizen. Not birthright-wise, anyway. Okay? I don't believe a fucking word that comes out of that man. I think he's a total asshole liar. I mean, he's still running around calling his husband Magic Mike a girl. Come on, people. The fuck? I mean, it doesn't matter, but stop bullshitting everybody. Be who you're going to be, but stop fucking lying all the time. I'm so over it. Oh, you're a hater, you're a phobe, you're a whatever because you don't want to put up with the bullshit and co-sign people's bullshit. No, I don't. And I refuse. Sorry. You need to stop letting fucking Islam bully you. Look at, what is it, Dearborn. Look at Dearborn. Look at that guy that looks like the fucking crypt keeper running for some fucking office over there. Are you stupid now? Are you so stupid? It's like people in this country are like, oh, you're not white and you're not a Christian. Your life must be so awful, so we better just take all kind of care of you and just put up with all your bullshit and never stand up for ourselves because we owe everybody because we're white and it's America and we always save everybody. No, bitches, stop it! Y'all should listen to Buchanan and shut down the fucking borders for 5 years. How do you expect to take care of everybody else if you can't take care of yourself? And how do you expect to even be able to help anybody else if you're letting some poison like Islam come around and infiltrate your country too? Does not anybody look at the UK? Look at Britain. Look at all of them. They're fighting to fucking have their life and their society. They're fighting to have some sort of freedom. Their freedom of speech is out the window. Okay? The shit I'm saying on here, if I was over there, I'd be incarcerated right now. Give people like Mondami and them a little bit longer. Let Dearborn spread its infection a little further, and none of us are going to be able to have a say. So you better get your say out now. You better push your cleavage out now. You better get your say out now, and you better eat your fucking bacon now. Because when they're done taking over, all that shit's gone, baby. It is gone. No more beer. No more margaritas. No more bacon. Probably no more sports while you're at it. Why would they want pro football and shit? You're definitely not going to have cheerleaders. Who wants to look at a cheerleader in a burqa? Seriously? so pissed off this morning again. Again, pissed off again. And why? Because I made the fucking mistake of looking at what's going on in the world. I made the mistake of listening to you fucking retards out there and your retarded ass logic, illogic. Illogic. Where do I go with this? I don't know. Y'all need to watch more Gutfeld. That dude spills it. He knows it. Him and Tyrus and them. McEnany, all them. Good people. You need to listen to them. Yeah, they got their own bias. Who doesn't? But they're going to tell it to you straight. They're going to tell it to you straight. They're going to have a real conversation about it. And they're not PC. And I dig that about them. You know, politically correct was the start of all this little pronoun game and everything else as far as I'm concerned. And I just think it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And honestly, I'm glad Tyrus and Trump are like this. I am thrilled because that means the logic and common sense that that Tyrus and Gutfeld have, they can share with Trump. The stuff they find, they can share with Trump or his affiliates so that it gets to him, so that he knows what's going on. Like all this bullshit with this Snap stuff and everything, because you're so entitled that, oh, you're so broken and you can't get a job, you can't even hold down a sign, but you got enough chutzpah or whatever to go shank a motherfucker for their groceries. You got enough energy to fight whole entire carts of groceries out of the store. But you're too broken to go work at fucking Wendy's. Just saying. And I know you call me a hypocrite because I'm a spoiled housewife. Granted, okay? I really do have 3 discs out in my back. They don't even know how I'm still moving around, so whatever. But I still take care of a lot of shit. You know, I still do a lot of shit. And now that I'm looking at this video, there's a lot of shit in the background. Good God, Joy. Yeah, we got to revamp this area. Trying to revamp the whole damn room, which leaks into other rooms of revamping. I don't know, it's exhausting trying to do it all in this condition. But I'm just going to sit on my fat ass and do nothing, you know? To each their own, but please start doing some damn research. Please question everything. Question everything. Question me. Question everything. Okay? Fuck. Start questioning things. Don't just be a lemming off a cliff. Ooh. Down you go. So over it. Let's see, what else could I tell you? I don't know, but this is some 38 minutes, and I'm sure I've bored everybody to tears by now. If anybody's watching this and you want a positive high-end note to this, January 15th, New Horizons, the Animal Crossing New Horizons on Nintendo Switch is fixing to have an update. We haven't had one of those in a really long time on there, and I love Animal Crossing. Don't even play. So there you go. There's a positive. It's a warmish day. We're still free here, even though the Patriotic Act took a lot out of us and put more cameras everywhere. Just please start thinking for yourselves. Start questioning. Stop worrying about if everybody likes you and just be yourself and question shit. Please, for the love of God, question things. When it was Clinton versus Bush, was the first time I was able to vote. I was old enough to vote. And I heard adult women around me talking about, I'm going to vote for Clinton because he's so cute. Nothing about policy, nothing about his accomplishments in life or what he's done as a person. No, they wanted to vote for him because he's cute. Yeah. I was 18 and I was listening to all these adult women talk about, I'm going to vote for him because he's so good looking. I can't resist him. Betting Obama got a lot of those too, because there's a lot of women that have probably been into him, but not me. Now, I liked Bush Jr. I thought he was kind of an adorable old fart myself. But anyway, that is neither here nor there. And I lost my fucking point. Oh, don't just Don't vote on that kind of dumbass basis. Our foremothers did not burn their bras for women to have not have common sense and to fucking look at things realistically before they make their choices and stuff. Suffragettes did not go through the hell they did for women to be able to vote, for you fucksticks to be out there voting for somebody because they're cute or because they let me abort my baby. None of that stupid shit. You need to really, really look at stuff. And while I'm talking about retarded ass politicians, real quick for 2 minutes, that protein depository, uh, Kamala, she's planning on running again because the race was so close when she lost. That must be a real potent wine box, is all I know. I say go ahead, run. It'll be a reverse ringer for us. Go for it, bitch. But what do I know? Anyways, so yeah, think for yourselves and maybe do something spiritual or go out in some nature. Sniff a tree. Anyway, be good or be good at getting away with it and stop being fucking stupid.